Hey guys, so here's the latest purchase. It's a Wilton branded hardinge hlv-h knockoff. It's made by Cyclomatic. They make the Wilton, and they made Feeler, and I think Ison maybe, and maybe even Victor's, I'm not sure. But this what makes this lathe special, I'm just taking this with my phone, so I apologize for the quality, is that the story is the lathe has never been used. It was bought along with two other lathes, put in a storage shipping container, which leaked, and the guy I got it from was able to get one of the three from the guy that bought it originally. And the guy that bought it originally bought like stuff from Powermatic and Wilton, whatever that parent company is, when they would have like clearances or scratch and dent sales, stuff like that. See, it's missing the one handle up here. I got to get that. And this was bent, but I straightened it, so that might be why it ended up on the sale. But the bad is the overall condition. I mean, it's kind of sad. This machine is essentially has zero wear and tear because it's never been ran. The test bar or whatever that one piece was still in it when I got it. It's just kind of a bummer that it's probably going to have to be repainted. You can see the condition of the paint, which sucks. This is locked up, this is locked up, this is locked up. This one turns just fine. Obviously this goes fine, but this one here is kind of seized up. Cabinet inside doesn't look too bad. It's still got the Cosmoline on that. The brake, which we'll go to the other side and look at, is locked up right now, I think. I have confirmed that the oiler works. So I pumped it a few times and I got oil coming out of the cross slide, and so that's good. The little bellows still seem nice and pliable, but it's just going to take a massive cleaning and probably have to repaint the whole thing, or at least repaint from the tray area up, because this bottom part isn't terrible. This is inside inside there. You know, it's got some scratches, a little surface rust, but maybe that would be okay if I could color match it and just paint from here in. And then it's got the coolant. Let's see, let me get around this. Apologize. So more of the crappy paintwork and the rust. I'm going to pop these off so I can get a look in there. Maybe I'll do that real quick so you can look at it with me. So you can see here where the brake's back there, and you can see that it's rubbing and preventing this, and I think it shouldn't be. I think it should be retracted when there's no power. So I'm gonna take that brake out and take a look at it. The electronics look like they fared a lot better. Let's see, I didn't get any of the change gears. I didn't get any taper attachment, follow rest, steady rest, any of that kind of stuff. It's just the lathe. You know, it has those two gears in it, which from what I understand should let me run everything you see right here from 11 to 108 1.1. No, well, actually, so it's less than that. So this is 1.1, but here's 0.55. Yeah, the main thing that's important for me really is I do a when I do metric, I end up doing 1.5, and 1.25 a lot. So those are all on there. And this is pretty good from 11 up, other than if I was doing 3/4 10, which I've done a couple times, but most of the time I'm doing other stuff that's smaller. So that's about it on this. That's the next project. I'm going to try to post about it. Hopefully it's got some stuff you want to see. I haven't posted in a while, but this is essentially the this is my second new old stock, just new lathes that are 30-40 years old that have never been ran. And of course this one is in a lot rougher shape with a lot more rust than the other one. The other one was the Whacheon, which I posted about before, and it's sitting over there. Since my last video, I picked up this K&T mill for cheap, probably, but got the rotary table for it, a little 16-inch K&T rotary table. It's 246 pounds. And old Craigslist dividing head that I picked up once I noticed it looked like the Model H Kearney and trecker. I just need to pick up the parking attachment. This is a 2CH. So if you have a 2CH or know where parts are for one, I could use the parking attachment. So I can store the vertical head on it. It's got a 40 taper on the spindle, and 40 taper on the spindle, 50 taper for the horizontal. That's different from the 2H and the 2HL, which is like 40 taper. Need to get one of these handles. This one broke off and they just put a bolt on it. And you know, this thing I don't think is original. I know it's not original, so I'll have to figure that out. This is a Kearney trecker rotary table, but it does not have the mechanism right here, which has something that looks kind of like this that sits up here and then has the shaft that sticks out. So I don't know if this is more of a basic model or whatnot. So if I ever, that's the other thing I wouldn't mind getting is the gear train. I've seen Keith Rucker, he's been putting one together. It's called the low end gear, whatever. It basically is kind of like the side of an old lathe, you know, where it has change gears and stuff like that, so that you can hook this dividing head up to it, and while it's running, you got the power feed going, you can actually like turn helical gears and crap like that, which I don't need, but I still want. Oh, so this is the back side of the Whacheon. I got it all cleaned up, and come over here to the front side, and I've actually used it now. So here's the front of it, and it's all done. Got it all cleaned up, and this was that one I posted about with the title, a 40-year-old new lathe or something like that. It was a lathe that was purchased and never used, and when I got it, it was just had all the cosmoline all over everything and it's dried up, and I had to scrape all that off and get it all cleaned up. And I've flushed out pretty much everything, you know. I mean, I haven't changed the oil or anything in it. It was pretty good, just made sure it was full. I've had to go through the oil on the apron a few times, and I had to, you know, take these things off and clean them up. I finally got the multi-fix mounted, and cleaned up the steady, and picked up this 8-inch Bison set true chuck from a buddy of mine, and got the back plate off eBay. But it runs fantastic, so I probably really don't even need this other lathe, but I wanted it. I also picked up a 4-jaw, 10-inch 4-jaw Pratt burner chuck, and no, it's a 12-inch, and then below that is a new old stock 12-inch Pratt burner chuck that I picked up for the Whacheon. Thought I'd show you that because you might have been wondering. But I'm going to try to post, more on this lathe as I get into it. And maybe I'll try to set up the camera and just. I'm not really a video guy, so a lot of times I get in and just start working on it before I realize, maybe I should have filmed that. So anyway, if you want to see anything in particular, let me know. Otherwise, when I go to tear it apart, maybe I'll just set the camera up and record it and try to edit out the parts where I'm scratching my head and stuff, and just post a video on it when I'm actually doing something. First thing I got to do is I did hook it up to power, and I hooked up to power, and when you saw the electrical, there's like this switch right here. So when I turn it on there, that turns on the light. See, I don't have my phase converter running, so it can't it's not going to turn on the lathe, but my phase converter, and I got to remember that. One of the things I picked up, because I was having problems running the Whacheon, was I picked up off of Offer Up, I think, was this American rotary converter, and it's a 15 horse converter. I'm just thrilled with it. The problem I was having was with the big Whacheon, I couldn't start it at 1800 RPM or 1000 RPM. It would start to fire up, and as it was building speed, after about 5 or 6 seconds, my 40 amp breaker would trip. So I picked this up, and this is designed for hard starting motors and things like that. It's a 15 horse. I'm trying to start a 5 horse, but that Whacheon's 4,400 pounds. It's got a lot of mass behind it. And so when it fires up, it actually kicks the start capacitors back in on the converter to help it start. But that's it running. Oh, sorry about that. You're probably going to get dizzy. So, again, coming back to this, if I flip this switch, the light comes on. So, it's got power, but I don't know what else I need to do. This says brake, but if I kick it in either one, nothing happens to the brake. This says brake off, forward, reverse, so that's brake off. I think this is a push button light, so I need to pop this off and look at that, because it's kind of weird the way that moves. So I think I'm supposed to push that and the green light would come on saying, hey, it's ready to go. But that's where I'm at. So what I'm thinking, and what I'm going to check first, is the brake's engaged right now, and somebody told me online that the brake should it should be released with the power off. So like I should have just a free spinning spindle, and I don't. Then there's also this is a spindle lock, and it's out right now, but I need to make sure there is a switch in there that prevents the lathe from turning on if this is pushed in, and basically I need to make sure that switch is working. So I got to trace that where it comes down into the panel, and trace it where it comes down into the panel. The brake is the second the second one. So this is the brake. You know, and it's just got 2 wires, which would be just 2 wires for the solenoid, I would think. Anyway, I'm starting to ramble now, so I'll probably cut most of this out. But yeah, I'm rambling. But I do need to remember that this phase converter, I need to put it like I should have like a main disconnect or something on it, because when I turn it off, the way that it works is L1 and L2 just feed straight through. So I'm getting 220 volts up here. You know, the L1 and L2 is just passing through, and that passes through to all my 3-phase outlets. You know, which if you forget about it, you can zap yourself. Typically what I end up doing is unplugging the phase converter when I'm not running it. And a lot of times once I get the panel back on, I'm still messing with this. Put the panel back on, I'll turn these breakers off when I'm not using it. So anyway, it's a Wilton made by Cyclomatic, 618 EM, English metric.